There we go. Hey, Sunshine. Hey,
Hey girl,
Sunshine.
hey.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time, welcome to Conversations with Selena, and I am Selena. That's that's Sunshine's intro music.
I
When you
love
hear
it.
that, you know I am live. So I'm so excited about tonight. So you just take a moment and go ahead and share the video. Please share the video because we want to get this year started out right, right. So come on, y'all, share this video. Okay, so the music stopped. Welcome to Conversations with Selena. This is the very last episode of 2022. We are rolling into 2023, full speed ahead. I know so many of you are like, "Ooh, I can't wait for 2022 to be over." But in order for 2023 to be different, guess what? We have to be different. Our mindset has to be different. Our daily habits, they have to be different as well in order for 2023 to produce something different. If you want different results, you have to do something different. I have to do something different. And so I'm going to play just a quick sunshine rewind. And while I do that, you all go and what? Share this video. I'll be right back. Will you be next to be my guest? So this year we're going to have so many different topics because we are what? Inspiration, motivation, and information. And so each month we're going to have different topics, different people to come on, whatever their subject matter expert, that's what we're going to have. If they're the subject matter expert, I don't think I said that right the first time, but if they're the subject matter expert, they will be on here giving us tips on how to move forward in that particular topic. And so tonight, we have Miss Chrissy Miller all the way from Las Vegas. She is here tonight to help us with goal setting. So I'm going to let Chrissy introduce herself and then we're going to move forward. So while don't leave, but as soon as she stops, I need you to go get your notebook and your pen because I got mine. I'm ready to take notes on what to do, but don't go get it yet. Let her give you instructions, and then we're going to give you a minute to go run, get your notebook and your pen, okay? All right, Chrissy, tell us just a little bit about you and then what we're going to do tonight in order to move in forward into 2023. Please, ma'am.
Sure. So I am actually originally from Slidell, Louisiana, so a little up the highway from you. And I only have been in Las Vegas for about 18 months now, but I love it out there. I am an adventure girl that just happened to be from the bayou. But I am a musician, a creative. I've been a music teacher for years, an arts advocate for many years. I've also been in ministry for about 20 years since I was literally a kid. And now I find myself in the entrepreneurial space as a group facilitator, as a life coach. I started the Creative Mill, which is my business this past year, honestly, in response to needing a business to accommodate a contract that was literally just kind of handed to me with working for Essence Festival, which is really amazing. But my main goal in the Creative Mill is to create space for people's greatness to shine. So that looks like a lot of different things for a lot of different people. So we mainly focus in three areas. One is events management and festival management. The other is music education and arts advocacy. And the third area is personal development in the form of life coaching, inspirational and empowering events. So here we are, just moving and shaking.
Okay, and so Just tell us really quickly, since this is the beginning of it, how to get in touch with you, because that was a lot of different
Hmm.
areas. And I know now we're in a virtual world. So even though you're in Las Vegas, we can do this virtually, and you're here in this area, sounds like very often. But go ahead and give us how to reach you, um,
Hmm.
so that we can get that up and on board. So if anyone sees it, they can contact you right away.
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing is that you can visit my website, which is thecreativemill.co or co, no m, thecreativemill.co. That's our website. And then secondly, we are on social medias at thecreativemill.co on Facebook, on Instagram. You also can reach me at Chrissy the Mill on Instagram,
Okay.
and then just Chrissy Miller on Facebook.
You just Miller and Creative Mill. You good to go, right?
Yes, find them. There are several other creative mills, but we're the one.
Okay. All
We're
right.
the one grinding.
So, we're going to give you all a minute to go and grab your notebook and your pen, since you know that you want to take notes, because this is going to be an amazing night. I'm so excited about 2023, y'all. Um, I'm ready. I'm ready. And I need an accountability partner, so that when I feel tired, because we all start out the gate, um 1-1, whatever the year is, January 1st, we always ready to do something different. And by the 15th, we've run out of steam, or the third. Some people, the first, later on that day, they just run out of steam. So, we have to have an accountability partner, and that's what life coaches are for. But a life coach needs a life coach, just like a doctor needs a doctor. And so, we want to be here for you. We want you to get your notebook and pen, but also get connected. Get connected with a life coach that can help hold you accountable. Because sometimes your friend, your BFF, they don't want to get up off the couch either. So, you got to have somebody that is going to make sure that you're doing what you need to do, so that you can reach the goals that you set forth for yourself on tonight. So, go ahead and get your pen and paper, and we'll be right here waiting for you. So, Chrissy, while they're getting
Yeah.
pen and paper, what does it look like tonight for us? Is
So
it going
I'm
to
going to
be?
be. Mhm. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm going to be walking you guys through actually what we do in my vision board masterclass. I'll try and give you tidbits. So I'm not giving the whole masterclass away.
No, you can't
Uh,
give the whole thing away.
can't give the whole thing away. Um, but actually not several years ago, about a year and a half ago, I started doing, kind of going through this process myself of how do I end out the year and then head into another productively and intentionally. And so I want to walk you guys through just some of the questions I ask myself in reflection, in introspection, and then where do I see myself going? Oh, there is.
Oh,
Okay.
so,
Oh man, I
let's
was wondering
see.
if there is an echo. I have the echo cancellation on. Let's try. I turn the echo cancel off. Does that help at all?
So, I just asked her if it's still echoing, because I don't know how long that's been up there, but
It just popped
I
up on
hate
my
that.
side.
I don't know who.
Thank you for the love.
Let me ask her. It's still an echo? Okay, so whenever she talks, there's an echo? Okay. Um, is it very distracting? It is.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna log on from my phone and see
Okay,
if that's
so
a little
just
better.
hang tight, Serenity. She's gonna log back in from her phone. Thank you for letting us know. I appreciate that so much. I know, and that's what I need too. I need somebody to tell me when it's, there's a problem on that side that we're not aware of. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right. Love you.
All right, so if you want
Bye
to
bye.
kind of chat it up a little bit, and I'm going to see if I can get in.
So I do apologize, y'all, for the echo. Technology is great when it's working, but when it gives you the blues, it tries to give you the blues. It tries anyway. But we are not letting it stop us at all. We just gonna fix it and keep on moving. Y'all be sure to go like and invite your friends to Conversations with Selena. I am trying to reach 2K by tomorrow, and I'm still far away. So y'all go and you go to Conversations with Selena, hit the three dots, and you'll see invite friends. It's a little ways down. So you hit invite friends, and then your list of friends will come up, and then you select the friends that you want to invite. And voila. Then they have to accept it, but you've done your part to invite them. So just to give our past guests another little shout out, I'm gonna play this 1 minute video again. All right, those are our just a few of our past guests from this year. It's a we rewind of 2022. So go ahead and log in and come to conversations with Selena at gmail.com to tell me that yes, you want to be my next guest and your topic. All right, Chrissy. Let's see if
Okay,
Serenity says we're good to go.
does that
Do
sound
you
better?
do you hear an echo?
I hear an echo.
Hmm. Let me see if I have some headphones to put in. I don't know if that would help or not. Let's see if I have some.
Let me check. Testing one, two.
Let me see
That's
if I
so crazy. I never have echo issues.
uh,
It's crazy. Always in
say something.
check. Can you hear me?
Not through
I
these.
still hear an echo.
Not through these headphones. I don't hear anything. Hello.
Yes, I hear you. We're gonna get it going, y'all. Okay, you still there? Oh, now I can't hear you. Can y'all hear her? We're gonna fix these. This is live podcasting, y'all. That is the excitement of live podcasting. Okay, so if you'll jump in the chat if you guys can hear either of us at this point. Let me see. Okay, so Selena is going to be jump right back on, but how is everybody's holidays going? Y'all are on with us, so maybe you've got New Year's Eve plans. I know, I think somebody, it's so cloudy and gloomy. I'm in Slidell, but it's so cloudy and gloomy here that I don't know if we could even see fireworks. But let us know in the chat what you guys are doing if you're planning. There's still time to make it to like a New Year's Eve church service. Some of them don't start till 10 o'clock, and we're gonna see some fireworks. So I'm super excited.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I tried to put those headphones in to see if it was going to help, but I think I went out altogether.
Yeah, you were off camera.
All right, so what do I do with my pen? I'm ready. I'm ready,
All right,
ready, ready.
y'all ready to rock?
I'm ready to rock. I'm writing down goals right now.
Yeah.
2023.
So one of the things I tell people, we talked through in my masterclass, the vision board masterclass, is that before you go throwing on pictures and images onto a vision board, you really have to stop and do a lot of reflecting, because I feel like you can't know where you're going until you recognize where you've been. So I actually have oh, I actually have a whole packet which you can actually order on thecreativemill.co. I have a vision board. It's called the Prep Guide, but you can get it even if you're not going through the course. Um, but it's literally a 16 page, and my friends, girl, you ask way too many questions. But it's so good. It is so impactful and insightful. So one of the things that I ask is to think about what you've accomplished this past year. So if you take a moment, and a lot of people already do this in just kind of a reflective time, or a time of gratitude, and it's just thinking through, okay, what did I actually accomplish this year? What good things happened? I think that sometimes, especially if we have had some major bad things happen throughout our year, our brain immediately goes to those bad times. But what we need to do is stop and acknowledge and celebrate the wins. No matter how big, no matter how small, we have to celebrate those wins. So, I can look back and say, oh man, at my current state, because I've also a health coach on side, um, I have not really I haven't reached my goal weight. And matter of fact, I actually like went backwards and gained some weight this year. I could definitely be sad about gaining that weight, but I'm going to choose to find something in that to celebrate. And that's the fact that I'm not where I was when I started. So even though I'm going to, hit the ground running New Year's, um, I still am not where I started at in 2020. In 2020, I was like massively overweight. And since then, I've lost like 70 pounds on my health
Wait, hold
program.
up. Did you say 70?
That's zero, girl. 68 was the most I lost. So I was very close to 70. My goal
Girl,
is,
in math, that's 70.
right.
You
We
round
round
up.
up. We round up. Yeah, girl. We round up. No, I was considerably larger. Like I'm not even ashamed, girl. I started at 231 pounds and lost 68 to 70 pounds. And I am like a whole new person than I was. Like August 21 is when I started my health journey, and completely changed on a program called Optavia, and it's phenomenal. And because so many people are like, "Oh my God, what happened to you? What are you doing?" Because I need to do that. Then I actually started coaching on that same program, and so I've got clients who are walking through the same journey. But the last few months have been rough. Like the probably the last half of the year, I was just like on, off, and so I could focus on the fact that I've been super off and I've gained weight over the past few months, but I'm not going to discredit the progress that I made. Like I reached my lowest weight in March, and I'm going to celebrate that.
Hmm.
And so no matter what has happened that you can be like, see as a negative, we have to recognize, look at what God did. Acknowledge God's faithfulness. Like maybe this fell apart, but on the other side, I can celebrate this part. So I think that learning how to shift our perspective into finding gratitude in the spaces makes a really big difference in the scheme of reflecting. Also, but not stopping there, we do need to take the time to say, okay, this did not go well this year, and think through, like, did we have any part of it? Like, did I have an effect on, did something that I did affect the outcome of a thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but not stop at acknowledging the bad, but it's how do I learn from this? So what I used to do, because I used to have a girls mentoring group, and I still kind of mentor here and there, and it's turned into life coaching. Is I would always say when we're sitting around the table, what's one great thing that's happened to you today? What's one thing that was not so great? What did you learn today? And having that introspective perspective on a daily basis can really, really affect how you view, quite frankly, everything. And it centers us on how can I improve acknowledging growth. So that all plays into us coming up with these goals, y'all. I promise. And so the next thing you do, once you've kind of thought about where you've come from, what's been good, what didn't go so well, what did you learn, you really want to sit back and think, what's important to me. So the biggest thing that I talk about in my vision board masterclass is values inform our priorities, and our priorities determine our goals. So if you think about it, what you value, you will prioritize. So if I value quality time with my family members, I'm gonna make that a priority. If I really value, if my job is something that is super, super important to me, I am going to prioritize exceeding and excelling at my job. If my romantic relationship, my partnership with spouse, significant other, whomever, if that is of great value to me, I'm going to make that a priority. So you have to ask yourself, what's important to me? So make a list. These things are the most important. Or maybe you recognize that your values have been kind of off. So this is the time before you make the goals to say, what is most important in my life? What do I value the most? For me, I had to sit back and say that I value um, relationships, even though I'm single. Um, I value the relationships around me. So maybe not so much romantic relationships, but like my relationships with family and close friends and things like that, and partnerships, relationships and partnerships. I also value adventure and travel. So that might not be an important value to some people, but I have become quite the
Me
outdoors girl.
too. I had to
Yes,
chime in
I
and say,
heard
me too.
when you were talking earlier, when we talked on the phone, I was like, she sounds like we need a trip. We need a trip.
We need a trip.
I am a whole road tripper, waterfall chaser, all the things. Like I will
Yes,
go and hike in
indeed.
the mountains. Like that's me.
I ain't gonna tell you
Because
I'm about to
black
do
girls
all
do
that. I
that.
gotta get it. I gotta lose the 70 pounds first, but before I get the hiking in the mountains. But I'm all for a road trip and whatever. But I'm gonna get myself in shape so I can go on the hiking trip.
Start small, first of all. Don't say you can't.
Did I say
Because
can't?
before
I'm sorry. I did not mean to say can't. I'm choosing
I was
not to put
hiking,
myself through
you're
that.
choosing not to. But you can start small. You don't have to like hike freaking Mount Everest or even like the Rockies. Start on a small hiking path. I started well, I didn't start, but this summer when I was here in Slidell, I literally just did the path through John Slidell Park. Forgot.
Hmm.
That's a hiking path. Start small.
Okay,
And
okay.
I was
I'm
massively
gonna
overweight.
accept the challenge. I'm gonna accept the challenge because I got
Do
a
it.
coworker who hikes all the time, so she's trying to find something kind of flat for me to get started. But
Start on the Tammany Trace, girl. Just something. My biggest thing is small steps count.
yeah, small steps, girl.
Small steps count. So we are talking about what you value is what you're going to prioritize. So if I value making time for family, I'm going to prioritize that. If I value advancing my career or I value travel, I will prioritize that. If I'm not prioritizing that, then I need to look back at what I value and say, okay, what do we need to do? And that's when it becomes the goal. So if I say there's a deficit in my prioritizing my values, that's what I'm going to make into a goal for this year. So, excuse me. In addition to figuring out what you value, you need to look at, and what I usually do is go through a whole wheel of the wheel of life, we call it. And it literally pinpoints every area of your life and really sit back and take an honest inspection of yourself and say, these are the areas in my life that I'm really struggling with, or I feel like I'm not giving as much to as I want, whether that is family, friends, social life, finances, career development, whatever that is for you, you need to say, hey, this is where I'm struggling with, and I need to make this a focus, make this a goal. And that's what we really do. We look at what we value, we find out what we need to prioritize, and then we shape those goals around it. What I feel like when people are, making their New Year's resolutions and, setting up their goals and putting pictures on a vision board, I feel like the deficit or where we fall back and we fail at is that we haven't identified why we need to achieve that, why it's important. So we talk about in health coaching is establishing a strong why. And it's that intrinsic motivation of this is why it's important that I accomplish this goal. So for me, losing weight, it was I want to be the healthiest version of myself. I want to confidently look in the mirror and know that I am everything that I can possibly be. On the practical scale, when I go hiking, I don't want to think I got COVID because I'm out of breath. Every Listen, there were some times when I was just like, "Oh Lord, do I have COVID? I can't breathe.
Ooh, Lord, can't breathe,
I can't
Jesus.
breathe. I can't breathe." Um, but it's just like, no, Heifer, you out of weight. You out of you out of
You out of
shape.
breath because you got all that weight you chugging along with you. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and it's just like and not only do I have to think about my physical body right now, but I have to think about, especially as a young to mid age adult, I have to think about the legacy that I want to leave for my children. Even
Mm-hmm.
though I ain't got no kids, I'm thinking about my future. What foundation do I want to lay when and if I ever do have children of my own? Like I don't want them to have the excuse of my mama never modeled a healthy lifestyle. But I have
Right.
to start that right now. So, what can I do now to prepare me for the person, for the parent that I want to be in however, whenever that ends up happening? And so you really have to get down to why is it important that I accomplish this goal? Because the issue is that when it gets hard and there's not a strong motivation, you'll quit.
You got, yeah, and you have to go back to that why. And if it's not strong enough, and I completely agree with you starting now before you have the children, setting those habits, those daily habits so that they can see. Girl, I feel bad. My son came home. He was down there doing like, he said, Mama, pick a number. So I picked a number. He jumped down, started doing push ups, like 50 push ups. And I'm just sitting on the couch watching. I'm thinking to myself, I
Oh
can't
Lord,
even jump down there and do a push up. Well, I don't mean to say can't. It would be very difficult
difficult.
for me to get down there and try to do some push ups with him because I have to do the wall push ups. That's all I can do for you. But getting jumping down on the floor. But I wish that I could. I wish that I could just do that, and I would have been able to had I been living that lifestyle that I needed to live. So I'm proud of you for doing it now and having that strong why. So my why now is I want the longevity. The older you get, the more you realize like every time the news pops on, someone else has passed away, someone else has passed away. The news don't even have to
Yeah.
pop on, the little notification dings. And even if they're older, it still does something to you because it's just one after another after another. And you're like, oh my God, it just, that big of a becomes very important that you want to be healthy, and it's not in a chip bag, it's not in the cookie bag, it's not, I mean, the cookie jar. It's not in that. The healthy version of yourself is not in any of those processed foods. And
Mm,
I was looking last night at the alkaline diet because I'm like, maybe if I could do fruits and vegetables right now, that would help kind of give me a cleanse at the same time as, getting my body back where it needs to be, just different things like that. And I was looking at the list and I was like, oh, God. But it's doable. It's not like it's not
yeah.
doable. We just have to have a made up mind and we have to have it available. That's my thing. If the food is not available and you allow yourself to get too hungry, you're just going to go for whatever.
Hmm.
So preparing is so important.
Yeah.
So that's all I
Being
want to chime in and
intentional.
say.
No, 100%. You have to be intentional and you have to prepare. I have found in this season, in the past couple of months, I've struggled the most because I was not prepared. Like we have on the program that I'm on, we eat fuelings throughout the day every 2 to 3 hours. And I find that like if I don't have ones that I can take with me, if I'm not prepared in that way for my day, and in this season, because I'm new to entrepreneurship full time and not a teacher full time like I have been for several years, my day schedule is totally off. So if I don't prepare and have the stuff that I need, I'm eating whatever. And that's exactly what's happened. So I've packed on a couple pounds. Um, but in the times when I did take the time and I used to prepare everything in advance for my day, bring all of my stuff with me, then I would be ready and the stuff was available. So I find as Chrissy, the health coach, um, that when people lose sight of what motivates them to do it, to lose weight, to choose themselves, um, they fall and they fall off the wagon. They lose sight of the goal, and then it's another year of well, I started out good, but then it fell apart. So that is why it is so important to really establish a strong why, so that when life happens, I remember why I'm going to stick to this. I remember that I'm going to remain faithful no matter what, at any cost. When you have a financial goal for the year and stuff gets sticky and it gets tight and you want to spend, or something really tempting comes along and you want to spend money on that concert or that dinner or on that event, you have to remember, man, I am saving up this money because I'm going to invest it. Maybe you're going to invest it, maybe you're saving up to start your business. So I have to remember that I am in this for this reason, and I will not falter. One of the things in our life book, in our health coaching program, we talk about is what I want for my future has to be greater than the temptation that's in front of me right now. So for food, I'm gonna say that even though these brownies right here look really good, my desire for a healthy lifestyle to shed all of these pounds, that is greater than these brownies that are in front of me right now. And I can
So,
resist this right here because I'm going for greater.
So I just want to chime in right there because as you were talking about it, you see I threw vacation up there. It's like when you want to buy this or buy that, I'm like, or go on vacation, you got to remember this is what I'm supposed to be doing, not that. I'm supposed to be doing this,
Hmm.
not that. But I want to say, if you're a sticky note kind of person or a visual person, I just looked over at the fridge and I was like, you know what? I need to put the Y on the
Mm.
fridge. I need to put the Y, attach it to the debit card. Matter of fact, leave the
That.
debit card at home and put about $40 in your wallet. And if you spend the 40, you done for, because the temptation may be there, but the ability to get it is not. So that's why you got to remove all the food that you don't need, and then
Mm.
leave the credit cards at home, cut them up, cut the credit cards up, or leave the debit card at home and take cash. But that just hit me that after I get the vision board completed, whether it's digital or the regular, I got it right here, waiting to do.
Yeah, you
I
got your
got
poster, huh?
I got white and I got black. I think my magazines, I need new magazines, but we're gonna work with the ones that we have. But I was like, once I get it done, I'm gonna
Mhm.
take a picture, print it out, and put it everywhere that I would normally fall off. So that
That's
might be a
good. I
different
love
thing.
that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just thought about it because I even want it
Yeah,
as my screensaver on my phone.
that
Because
is what I do.
mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what we're doing, y'all. That's what we're doing. Make
Yeah,
a note of it so you don't
everywhere.
forget.
100%. I actually do, and I was going to say it at the end, but I do a digital, like you mentioned, a digital vision board. Like I don't even, when I do my master classes, we don't do paper vision boards at all. Also, because I'm a tech nerd.
Cause
And,
you're
and
what?
graphic, because I'm a tech nerd and I
Oh,
need
okay,
techie
okay.
stuff. Uh-huh.
So what do you use for digital?
I use Canva. So I'm a
Okay,
Canva nerd.
that's what I have.
And I teach, yeah, I do a really easy template, and I teach people in the class how. So you also develop a little, tech, graphic arts skill during the master class. But I show how to make one that is sized for your phone screen. And my thing is that the thing that we look at most is our cell phones. So why don't
And your
we?
laptop. And your laptop. So put it as your screensaver on your laptop too.
Yeah, so you can customize the size, but literally every time I pick up my phone, the first thing that I see is my vision board. So that is like keep the vision before you,
Right.
no matter what. Because if you think about it, like when we put up vision boards, unless you put it in an office and you work at home, most of your day you're not seeing it. And literally out of sight, out of mind. And that's what we do. Mine ends up on the floor, in a corner, inside the closet, in a drawer, eventually rolled up somewhere. And I just keep collecting them. And I was like, this does not make any sense. Like, I do end up finally printing one out. You actually can go to Walgreens, a little plug right there. You can actually send it to Walgreens, and they always have some kind of a discount code. You literally could print one off, like 16 by 18, 16 by 20, for like $10, and put that on the wall, which also gets rid of, oh, I need magazines, because I ain't the one to be having magazines. So I get to pick whatever images that I want because you have like nearly limitless supply on Canva, and then I just plug them in and done. Print it out, load it in, we're done.
Awesome. Okay, well, the poster boards might not get used this year because I think we may just do them on digital unless it's just family time that we just get on the floor and cut
Yeah,
out the
if you're
magazines.
really crafty and like you need to do stuff with your hands, by all means. But yes,
I'm gonna do digital. That way, it's like 3 or 4 boxes of magazines out there in the garage. I'm just gonna put them by the road. I saved them from last year
recycle.
because I couldn't even find the pictures that I really wanted, so I did make do with the ones that I had. And so this year, like you said, we could just use whatever image that we want and be done with it, and it'll be
And be,
specific.
or you can use
Okay.
your own images. You could just upload your own images. And so I mean, talk about seeing yourself in your vision and in your goals. Yeah,
Okay.
girl.
You twisted my arm. That's what I'm doing.
Gotcha. I got you, girl. Yes. So and the other thing that I want to talk about, in addition to being really particular in how you create the goals, um, I think the biggest problem, and somebody's gonna get real mad at me, that we have today is the trend of manifestation. Like I 100% believe that manifestation is a thing, and I'm a believer. So I believe that God allows things to manifest in our lives. But what really irks my nerves is when people are like, I'm manifesting this, and they're really like, I'm thinking happy thoughts. Like I'm the music man, and if I just think this note, it's gonna play. So I'm like, manifestation is trash. But that's just my choosing violence.
You said manifestation is what?
Trash.
Oh,
I did. I think that we are getting too like honky dory, like just think these happy thoughts and this stuff is gonna happen, and there's no plan. Like thinking that I'm gonna have a business does not get me a business. I need to have a action plan of like, I need to file for my LLC or whatever like business license that I need. Like you have to do, there's things that you have to do. Like if you go to the word, it says that faith without works is dead. You cannot sit around and just like hope for things to happen and think positively. Like I absolutely believe like as a man thinketh, so is he. So there's power in our thoughts. There's power in the words that we speak, but we also can't sit around and do nothing. Like your car will never get gas in it if you don't take it to a gas station. So it requires steps on
it
our end.
requires action. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But what we do is we make our vision board, we put our pictures on, and then we keep just staring at it. What's the plan? We just wait for the money to fill our bank account? We're like, I'm going on this vacation. So what's the plan for you getting your passport? Like it's practical stuff. And some people do it, like, but I think that we just need to be more intentional about it. Like I honestly like if you Google manifestation, like it's a trend that started catching on social media. And just the more people say it, the more people are like making money off of a manifestation coach. Um, honestly, without saying all the work. Like if you look at some of the people that are like, I manifested this six-figure business, but they don't talk to you about the work that they did. And it's just like, nah, sis, that took, you had to line a lot of things up that didn't just appear. You had to consistently show up for your business. You had to consistently work at that thing. It required your effort. And so I think that we do a disservice. A lot of coaches do a disservice to people and say that you can just think happy thoughts toward that and it's going to appear for you and not tell you about the steps in the process that you need to put in to reach those goals. So a big part of my and I actually do accountability coaching and goal setting coaching is that we need to come up with a plan. So literally like the end of my prep guide is the action plan. So, what does it look like to take those big goals, those big long term goals, and break them down into actionable steps? Or break them down to smaller goals. So, if my goal over the next 3 to 5 years is to save up $100,000, what does that look like in year one? So, maybe this year I'm going to save up $25,000. What does that look like by quarters? So it's taking the big idea and condensing it down to what is really actionable, what's really feasible, so I do not overwhelm myself. Because sometimes we see the big picture and we see the big vision and where we want to be at the end, but we don't know how to back that thing out and start, okay, what can I do today to get me in the right direction? Because some people get stuck. Like I know where I want to be, but I literally have no idea where to start. And so we're frozen.
Yeah, it gets so overwhelming that sometimes you're paralyzed because you're like, okay, I don't even know where to start in this thing because, like you said, there's so many things out there available, so many different coaches and so many different types of coaches, and they saying you need me, you need me, you need me, and it's like it's too many options and so many choices. And the thing about it is, we don't want to waste time. we don't want to waste money. And so when we make a decision, we want to be confident in that decision that the person that we're choosing is a good fit. And sometimes they're not. You just have to realize that sometimes you got to, say, no, this is not a good fit for me, and find that right coach for you. So, um, it does. It gets overwhelming of who to choose, who to pick, and how to do it. But just know that it's doable because you can eat that elephant one bite at a time. But if you look at the big old elephant, you're gonna be like, there is no way I can stomach that. But if you take one bite at a time, you will get that thing done.
Hmm.
So, and
100%.
I know for me, like what you're saying is true. It gets to be overwhelming because I became overwhelmed, and now I'm just like, I tell Tamaya, girl, you gotta save my life. You just tell me just tell me what I'm supposed to do, and she just cracks up laughing at me. But I be dead serious. What I'm doing, what am I doing today? And so I'm gonna say this too. We have these phones, and we don't near about utilize them to help us in our life. And we're looking at it every day, all day. And so now I have these notifications to remind me of what I'm supposed to do. So you can have a notification to remind you of some of these things throughout the day that, hey, don't forget to make that deposit, or don't forget to drink your water, or don't forget. And that really does help to have those reminders pop up on your phone. You may not want to put the volume because that might drive you and your coworkers crazy, but when you pick up the phone, it will be there so that you can see it as that gentle reminder of what your goals are, on top of having the vision board in the back. So whatever we got to do, we're going to do it. It might
Yes.
be
And that's
overkill for
accountability.
some people. It might be overkill for some people, but for me, I need it. I need the reminders on the fridge, on the phone, in the car, in the bathroom, just wherever I go. I need a reminder of where I'm supposed to be, because I don't like to claim anything. So I'm just going to say I'm easily distracted. I'm not calling it a thing, just
We
easily
all are.
distracted. Huh?
We all are.
Yeah,
Often,
most of us
oftentimes.
are, because of, like, I open up my laptop and the first thing you see is this thing scrolling across telling you who just had a kid, who just died, somebody saved a cat, and or the best credit card for the year, and all of the
Hmm.
stuff just kind of catches your attention. I'm one of them. I tried to go catch. I was like, wait, come back. What did you just say? And it's a distraction. And I'm thinking, what did I pick this laptop up for? I mean, so
Oh, I do that
I
all the
need those reminders just because I'm easily distracted because of so many distractions. And so we need to stay focused and pick a word for this year, that you want to focus on. Mine is discipline. I have got to be disciplined in this year, and I feel like everything else will fall into place if I'm disciplined. So every time I think about it, it's like, wait, you got to be disciplined. If you said you're going to get up and go to the gym 3 days a week, you got to be disciplined to do it. If you're going to, try to do whatever, you just have to be disciplined to do it.
Oh yeah. That is ooh.
Have a
Discipline
made
is
up mind.
definitely.
Made up mind. Mm-hmm.
I love that. And a lot of what you're talking about leads to the need for accountability. So it's easy to make those goals, and especially if you don't share with anybody, then there's no one to ask, how you doing on that? Did you accomplish that? Where are you at? And I have needed it. I've had to be it for other people as a coach. But I absolutely have needed it. And I also, you can, there's levels of self accountability too. And it's in those reminders. It's in the check-ins. So I will often, the to-do list queen. Like my to-do list have to-do list, and they get made every day, sometimes more than once a day. Um, but it's also a way to check in with myself. I will look back, and I even in my prep guide actually started making a list of priorities of things that needed to start getting done for various events. And so it becomes my measuring stick of Chrissy, where are we on these things? Why haven't we accomplished them? What do we need to adjust or reprioritize so that we can hit these goals and hit these markers in our lives? So if you know that
Girl,
you are
that's
not
you talking
good,
to yourself. That's you talking to yourself. Like, how we gonna do this?
you
Girl,
know,
I'm over here the same thing. I'm like Sunshine and Selena. They having a fight. We going back and forth. Of girl, you don't need to do that. Well, listen. I mean, literally, it's like if somebody
it's
was to walk
war.
in, they would think that you were crazy. The conversations that you be having about what you need, what we need to do.
Girl, it's a war. I come from being a completely maxed out creative ministry leader, friend. Like I did all the things, had a billion jobs, and I was like like juggling all of it. Sometimes well, sometimes not well. But the sacrifice was my physical body and my rest and my mental and my emotional. Well, healthy life transformed Chrissy is total opposite. She makes time for herself. We're gonna get the sleep in. We're gonna drink our water all day. And them two, war. Especially when it comes down to we gotta get this done. And old Chrissy's like, well, we just won't sleep and we're going to get it done. And new Chrissy's like, no, we need our rest so that we were fueled and refilled and we have enough to pour. So it is, listen, when I tell you that's been half the battle this year in being productive is finding the balance between those two
Mm-hmm.
lives. Because one always will get stuff done and the other prioritize itself. You do have to find a healthy
A
in
healthy
between.
balance. Yeah. And you know, sometimes I think you just go through a change because I can't tell you that I'm a morning person. I can't tell you that I'm a night person. It just depends. Sometimes I'll stay up all night. Sometimes I wake up early in the morning. Sometimes I don't go to sleep at all. I'm thinking, what's wrong with you? What
Hmm.
is it? And people tell me all the time, you need to get your rest. And so that's one thing that I do want to prioritize is like not just getting rest, but make it to where it's the same time every day to put down the phone because I think those things stimulate you. Like, I was in my office one day. This was like probably I don't even know 2016, somewhere around up in there. The man came in and he said, "Is this the lamp you use every day?" I said, "Mm-hmm." He said, "Do you have problems sleeping at night?" I said, "Sometimes." He told me he was a scientist. Whatever type of lamp that I had, he said that that light causes you, it like stimulates you, I guess, and then it
Really?
makes it difficult for you to sleep at night. I mean, and I know if you read about if you're having problems sleeping at night, it tells you to put down your phone an hour before bedtime or turn off the
Hmm.
television because those are all stimulants that get you going. I know for me, I was talking to somebody the other night. I'm like, listen, when it's time to do your pay your bills or balance your checkbook or whatever's got to do with finances, don't do that before you get ready to go to sleep. Because when I tell you my adrenaline gets going, I'm like, oh my God. You just think looking at the amounts going out, and you get anxious. I know I do. So I can't do
Yeah.
money at night and budget at
No.
night. To be something, or else I won't go to sleep. So it has to be something first thing in the morning. So that's another thing to figure out when you need to do whatever to make sure you're able to
Hmm.
rest. And like the lights in your house, is that gonna interfere with you
Yeah, that's so
sleeping? Some
good.
people might need a fan. Get you a fan and let that make that white noise so that you're able to rest and get the sleep. Because when you wake up, you do wake up refreshed. You
Hmm.
wake up refreshed and ready to be creative because you've allowed your body to recharge. And I just have had an issue with, I don't want to call it organized sleep. What am I trying to say? Like
Like
structure.
consistent, yeah.
Yeah, consistently the same time, the same amount of hours, because
Hmm.
I really think I have to have at least five. I think. I'm trying to
I mean, you
figure it
need
out. I
like
think I have to have at least 5.
6 to 8.
I need six. We're supposed to have 6 to 8, but if I get at least five, I'm better than if I get,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
0.
One thing that has helped me at night with routines, first of all, I try and map out my day. obviously like stuff happens and it becomes difficult, but I try and like set a time. Like at this time, this is when our night routine starts. So if that's at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, like I'm not.
Routine. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh,
I could not think of routine. I'm like, I need a routine of going to sleep.
yeah,
Night routine, day routine. Thank you. I'm
yes,
fixing to write it
you need a
down.
routine.
I need a
What
routine.
I also do is on iPhone, at least the Lord's phone. Um, you can set so those like do not disturb settings. They're not just do not disturb. You actually can specifically put them in like focus time or standby or whatever. You can schedule when that happens on your phone so that you stop. Like you don't have to consciously think about like setting that. You can say every weekday at 9 p.m., I'm going into do not disturb mode where like notifications are muted so that things are not going to pop up. Because a lot of times it's like one thing will pop up, we'll get a text, and then as soon as we open our phone, we're just pulled into all of the other apps.
All
And
the
then
other
like
stuff.
an hour
There go those
later,
distractions. Mm-hmm.
an hour later, we're laying in bed with the screen in front of us wondering, and then 2 hours later we're like, "Ah, I can't sleep." But starting with a routine, so what I used to do when I was a little bit more structured is that my night routine not only was um, having my do not disturb at a certain time, but it also included me doing a gratitude dump and making a to-do list for the following day. So not only did it allow me to end my day in a space and mindset of gratitude, because I would literally write down these are the things that happened. Like I would basically just recap my day and then like think through what things can I be grateful for today. So kind of like in the beginning when I talked about that, what was a good thing, what was a bad thing, what did I learn today? Those are the things I would just write down in my daily journal, and then I would go back through my to-do list of the day, see if there was anything that I didn't get done, add that to the list for the next day, and then think through, okay, what's a priority for me tomorrow? Like, what things do I need to accomplish first? That way, first thing the next morning, you're not trying to think through what you need to do. You're already ready. Like, as soon as I hit the floor, like, I know what I need to accomplish, and I'm not thinking through that. So I'm basically preparing for the next
For
day,
the next
like
day. Mm-hmm.
acknowledging what's happened in this day, and then how can I set myself up for success tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. So we have reflected back before we even start the vision boards on
Hmm.
what went right and then the things that we can improve.
Hmm.
I got to flip back over because I turned the page already.
Oh
So,
Lord, she's taking
yes.
notes
And
for
so we make a list of what's most important: relationships, family time, vacation, whatever. And then whatever the deficit was, we make that a
in our
priority.
values. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And
What do you want to?
establish a strong why. And then I wrote down mine would be financial goal too. I just wrote down a few of them: relationships, vacation,
Hmm.
finance. Print it and put it on the fridge through Canva. Let me write Walgreens on there. Another plug for Walgreens. You can print at Walgreens. Keep the vision before you. Create daily routines for your day and night. A gratitude journal, of course. That's definitely something that we do over here on Conversations with Selena. I hope everybody's
Love
getting their
it.
gratitude journal ready. And make a list for the next day, basically recapping the day.
Yeah.
Make a list for the day and then recap the day because that's two different things. So you're going to make a list for the next day and then you're
Yeah.
going
A
to
to-do
recap,
list. Yeah. A to-do
yeah,
list
for the
for the
next
next
day and
day.
then you're going to recap your day in a
Mm.
journal.
Yep. Recap first, then next day.
Recap first, yeah. All right, I'm taking notes, y'all. I hope y'all taking
I
notes. Don't
love
call me for
it.
my notes. Do not call me. I told y'all to go get y'all pen
No,
and
they're just gonna
paper.
have to take a session. Yeah. So I teach all of these things in group settings with the Vision Board Masterclass, and I also do like one-on-one goal setting and accountability. whether that's weekly or once a month or however people need to stay accountable. That's the main thing. And some of the stuff I'm going to be actually sharing next week, next Saturday at our brunch, which I'm excited for you to be at.
Yes, conversations with Selena gonna be at me and my band are we gonna be at the brunch next week.
Yes, yes. So I'm really excited about it's called Brunch and Build. So this is my effort of the Creative Mill is to create a community, a safe space for creatives and entrepreneurs, people who are ready to be intentional about reaching their goals. um, those are the people that we want in this room. So you don't have to be an entrepreneur or a business owner, but we are working on building our careers, our lifestyle, and our legacy. And so we want to put those people in a room together to foster networking. And also, we're going to have several like local, Slidell local, and well, North Shore local creatives and entrepreneurs that are going to be sharing. Like some of them have like grassroots super successful in their journey, and they're going to be sharing like this is how we made it work. Like we're talking about overcoming obstacles in our personal lives. How do we balance work and family and life to be successful? Um, and we're going to be talking about goal setting and what that looks like to create a successful plan so that you thrive. Like my goal in life is to help people get to their thriving place. Because I believe that there's a thriving place of abundance that we all that is designed for all of us. And once we tap into our purpose, we can work our way to that place. So we're gonna all of that in addition to like the dopest brunch vibes that you can imagine. Like we have an executive chef, Chef Ash, who is actually a personal chef, some of the NFL and NBA players. So, and she's from Slidell too. So I'm excited that some local entrepreneur, female Black women are coming together, building community and uplifting each other. Because it's crab in a bucket out here sometimes. But I'm I'm like it's time to create that sense of community because we need each other. Like entrepreneurship is scary and ghetto, and we need each other in this journey as we're trying to pursue our best lives.
Yeah, I'm excited about, like you said, networking with the other business owners because a lot of times it's so much information out there that it's hard to just, YouTube this thing and figure out how to do that. But to have it all in one room and people share, this is what I did, this is what I went through, because a lot of times we look at our obstacles as things that, oh my goodness, I'm
You're
not
the
gonna
only
be able
one.
to do this is too hard. And when you hear someone else's testimony of the things that they were able to overcome, you're like, and I'm over here complaining, girl. Girl, wash your face, stop complaining, and get back on it. And I think a lot of times we do get caught up in comparison because there's so
Hmm.
many other people doing the exact same thing that we're doing. And so our mind, that internal battle that we were talking about, starts to say, well, the market is saturated. There's so many life coaches. There's so many people doing podcasts. There's so many this, that, and the other. But at the same time, if you tap into your why and start walking in your purpose, you will find that you might walk in one direction, but it opens up so many other doors that you start having multiple streams of income
Hmm.
just because you're chasing your passion and your purpose, not the bag that everybody talks about, the money. If you do what you're supposed to do, I believe that the rest is going to come. If you
Yeah.
don't just make the money your focus, because I know I don't want a life coach that is just about the money. I want one that is truly passionate about what they're doing and they care about me and my success. When it's like that, you don't mind paying. It's like, girl, how much I owe you? But if you got somebody that is just
Hmm.
sending you a bill and not really holding you accountable, not really having that success story of losing 70 pounds, but say that they're a health coach and they're not doing anything to help you, you're not going to be successful, and their success probably is not going to last very long either, because they're at it for the wrong reason. So go after
Yeah,
your
that's
passion, go walk in your purpose, and the rest is going to happen.
100%. There is room at the table for everybody. Like, I think that we all have very specific niche of people that are called to our lives for us to reach. And you and your new unique skills and abilities and passions are called to reach those people. So
Calls to reach those people.
when you're not there, like there's a void, there's a deficit. So even if there's a million life coaches, you have a specific purpose that is going to attract specific people. And those people are going to be drawn to your life when you show up authentically.
When you show up authentically, and even if there's a million of them, it's only 100,000 that's really working hard. The other, the rest of them probably have the title but not the time, because there's only so many hours in a day. And so
Yeah,
you're needed because Chrissy can only see so many in a day. She's one
right.
person.
Like there's
So
8
you
billion people in
need,
the world.
yeah, there's plenty of people, and there's room for us to grow. So I'm excited about next week.
Mm,
You have to let me know what I just said. I was bringing this. This might not even be allowed. So you have to let me
nope,
know,
that's fine. Nope, it's
okay,
allowed.
what
It's
I
okay.
can do and what I can't do, because I'm new at this, and I'm learning, and I'm excited about learning, and I'm definitely excited about meeting new people, learning things about business and how to have a successful business, and how to understand that you have value, and there's no
Hmm.
reason to feel bad when it's time to charge people, because I think that's like a big
Oh
hurdle
yeah. Oh
that a lot
girl,
of
that's
us
a
have to
whole other
get
conversation.
beyond, is that charging. Because girl, when it come to charging, I'm like, whoo, Lord.
Yeah. Oh, it's a
But
struggle.
it is a struggle, but people pay for what they want. You have to think about how
Yeah.
much money has been spent over Christmas and at Walmart and Amazon, but when it comes time to pay the person that it's like, girl, what? You charging what?
Girl.
So
Oh
mm-mm.
yeah. I mean, we've been pushing and pushing for the brunching builds and selling tickets, and it's like people they spend their money on what they want to spend. So I'm just like, okay, I'm giving you this opportunity to invest in yourself. Like you spend money on everything else in the world. Like our tickets are $55 for a whole brunch, which it literally just for a brunch you could spend that money. Like, and it's a brunch plus basically a like mini conference. So the fact that it is only $55 is massive. So it's really important that it goes back to what you value, man. Like if you don't value investing in yourself, you won't see the point. But I'm looking for the people. I know that there are people in the city, in this community, in the surrounding areas that are like, you know what? I'm ready to
I'm
put
doing
myself
it.
first.
I'm investing in me. Yeah, and it's all in word of mouth too. Like people have to share, because I know a lot of things happen, and I found out afterwards when people start posting their pictures. It's like, well, when did that happen? So if Facebook and whoever else,
Hmm.
Instagram, it only reaches so many people. We really need for the listeners to share so that the word can get out about the brunch and bills and any other event that's taking place. And so it's the networking
Yeah, it's key. Support
is
local.
key. It is so key. That networking is key, because I didn't know you before what today.
Nope,
And
not at
right,
all.
and so
We're
just by
like,
meeting you, one person, next weekend I'm gonna be connected with however many people you have there.
hmm
And so it's so worth it. And for what you said, $55, I mean, like, you can't beat that.
no.
So I'm excited.
Not at
God will
all.
put exactly who you need in
In
place
the room.
as long as you don't give up. And I know this to be true because that feeling, you can't give in to that feeling, because you will have a feeling of wanting to give up on your goals, wanting to give up on your business, wanting to give up on your dreams because they're not working out. But if you just hold on, you will get connected.
Hmm.
You will go higher if you just continue to put in the work.
Yep.
And the work
Keep
looks
showing up.
different daily. You know, you might be tired today because you put in 12 hours, but tomorrow it might be a lighter day where you can get your rest, and relax and recharge, but just don't quit. Don't give up, because that's not an option. You have to get to that next level. You cannot take those gifts and talents to the grave. I'm telling you, when you
Right.
go,
Die
you need to
empty.
be empty. Empty. When you
Yep.
go.
That's so
Because
good.
I'm planning on being empty.
All
I've
the way
held on to
empty.
too much for too long, and I'm holding on to toxic things. So I want to let those toxic things go so
Hmm.
that the good stuff on the inside of me can reach the multitude. And then that way I
Yeah.
can pour into the people that I'm assigned to. And then when it's time for me to close my eyes, I can do that in peace, knowing that I did everything that I was supposed to do on
Yeah.
my
That's
journey. Period.
point.
Point blank, period.
I I love it. That's so good. I am a big fan. I think one of the other things that I talk about in my coaching program is, um, first of all, yes, you want to die empty, but every day I need to fill my tank because I can't pour empty. So even though when my days are over, I want to be emptied out, every day I need to fill my tank so that I can pour from a filled tank, because empty tanks don't pour.
You
So,
know what? That's good. That's true. I like that too. Every day, you've
mhm.
done what you're supposed to do to pour into someone else.
Yeah, and then you've got to refill. The problem is that we be emptying and don't refill the tank.
Yeah, that's a mouthful right there. My phone was just ringing. Yeah,
we
you
try and
and
pour
and
from
that's
empty tanks.
and that's a whole nother live of
It is.
how to refill at the end of every day. What do I do in order to refill? Because people pull on you. You not only have that long list of to do, to do, to do, you also have people that pull on you and dump on you and
Mhm.
expect out of you, and you
Yeah.
know lay down all their problems and burdens on you. And then what do you do to recharge? What do you do
Yeah.
to refill after you've poured out, after you've done your assignment for the day, wrote down in your gratitude? Because it's got to be more than just saying I'm thankful for. You have to
Mhm.
know what to do in order to recharge.
Yes, ma'am. That's so good. We don't have to reconvene on that
We're gonna have to reconvene because that's meditation and journaling and exercise and da 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 da. A
one.
whole bunch of stuff. Whoo, child, you be like, Lord, it's 24 hours in a day. How am I getting all of this in? That's why I
Yeah.
said I can operate maybe on 5 hours of sleep, because by the time you journal in the morning, you exercise, you meditate, you write your to
We
do
got all
list,
that.
you go on your job, you work in Canva. Girl, it just be like, you
You say you gotta
post
do
on
all the things.
social
All of
media,
them.
you get your stuff ready for the
Yeah.
brunch and build. You just be like, Lord have mercy. Give me some more
Yeah.
coffee. He's like, give me some more
Child.
coffee.
Yeah. Put an extra shot at it. But yeah. But we gotta get it together. So I love helping people figure out how to get it together. So
I love it. I love it. And so, when is your next? I know the brunch and builds in person is
mhm.
this Saturday, right?
Yes.
And then, how do we sign up for that? Is
So you
it
can
through this
go
website?
to the website, yep, thecreativemill.co. You also could, more particularly, thecreativemill.co/workshops, and that'll take
Okay.
you directly to the brunch and build page.
And
So you
then
can do that.
the I want to call it a journal, but your workbook, it's on that same website to order the workbook.
Yes. Yep. If you go to the website, you can also get the workbook. You can also, if you subscribe, I'm going to be putting out dates before the brunch and build. I will have dates up on my website for the upcoming um, individual, well, not individual, but the group vision board master classes. Anybody can sign up for a one-on-one. I do one-on-one life coaching, accountability coaching, or if you just want a goal setting workshop where we literally like get in the weeds of talking about your personal goals and setting up some action plans in place, you can schedule that at any time. But in the next week, I'm going to be putting up dates for a group coaching program. So if you need accountability, we're going to start 90-day grind about how can you effectively accomplish goals within a 90 days. So like on a quarterly basis. And we're going to talk through like putting together a quarterly vision board basically of what can I accomplish in the next 90 days and be really intensive and focused in on those goals.
So, in the month of January, I'm
Hmm.
asking because I literally have not done my vision board yet. So, in the month of January, you're going to have a master class on vision board, right?
Hmm.
But you haven't
Yep,
set the date. Am I understanding that right? Or do you
that's
have the date?
correct. That's
Okay.
correct. So the date will be up on Monday.
Okay. The date will be up on Monday. That's what I was wondering because I'm like, maybe I shouldn't start mine just yet, or at least I could start brainstorming and go through
Hmm.
the reflecting over the year before the class. Maybe I could do that because I'll be
Yeah,
holding up
girl,
the class.
get your
I'll be
little
holding up the class. You'll be like, what? What did you put for your reflection, Selena? I'll be like, girl, I'm still over here struggling. I'm gonna need you to come help me. I need you to come over here and help me
girl,
figure
you just
out.
need to get you a one-on-one. Just get you a one-on-one chat so we can spend a good hour and a half just talking about you.
Girl, I be cracking myself up because I be saying, Tamaya, bless her heart, she's so sweet.
Yes, I love
Thank God that she agreed to take me on because I don't know
that.
if she knew what she was getting us into. She probably be like, I need to give her back. But she does an amazing job. So I'm
She's
so
great.
thankful
We
that
love
God
you.
sent her my way. And like you, I mean, I cannot emphasize this enough because as much as I be on a roller coaster ride of should I continue to do this, should I continue to do this, knowing that I love doing it, right? I love doing it. I don't know if it shows, but this is something that I
Yeah,
really do like.
yeah.
But at the same time, I'm
It's a
like,
lot.
does anybody even pay attention to what I'm saying? But
You
I
just gotta be
know they do
consistent
because this
and
girl
build.
came back and she repeated verbatim something that I said, and I never even seen her make a comment. I'm thinking,
People are
girl, what you
watching
be doing that lives,
always.
So I know that it was right around the time that I was gonna just not do it anymore.
Yeah.
Tamaya jumped up talking about, hey, do you need a virtual assistant? I said, Lord, you got jokes. Just like I be having conversation with myself, I be talking to the Lord like, Lord, you got jokes. You just heard me say I wasn't going to continue to do this. You just heard me say I don't think that I'm going to do another virtual assistant. The Lord heard me say all of that. And here she pop up in my news feed.
So funny.
Really?
I love
So
it. Yep.
I know. So I
Right on
reached out
time.
to her. And then I do have to share this testimony before we go, just to say how, God will work in our favor if we're patient. I think a lot of times it's to see how we're going to react in the
Mm,
delay, because we look at a delay as a denial a lot of times, but it's truly a delay. So I was on this girl's live the other night and she invited me to come on. I'm like, "Ooh, girl, you just caught me. I'm trying to put my hair up." And she's like, "It's okay." I said, "No, it's not. I'm about to scare your whole audience away." So she was giving away four things, and me, like we were talking, I'm claiming one of them. I'm like, I'm gonna feel good about it because I'm gonna get. I said
Speak
I'm
that
gonna
thing.
get one of those items have my name on it, right? So I think it was two pairs of lashes, and then her name is Lisa. It was two pairs of lashes, and then she had a bracelet that was gold with red. I said, "Oh, that's mine for real, because that's my color. Red is my color."
Uh-huh.
And the other one was silver with something else. But I would have taken any of it because I'm just
Mm.
grateful like that. She called everybody named except for mine. I said, "Well, Lord, you heard me say on live that that was mine." And so somebody gave the red one away, and I think somebody gave the silver one away, if I'm not mistaken. And so I got off the live. I said, "Well, you know what, Lord, I am not ungrateful. I do understand that think I'm a spoiled brat and supposed to have everything,
Somebody
everything
else
I
prayed the same
say.
prayer.
Somebody else said the same prayer." I said, "So I'm okay with that. If that's who
Hmm.
was supposed to get it." Just as soon as I released it, letting God know that it's okay. That was meant for somebody else. That lady came in my inbox and asked me for my address because whoever got it said they wanted to gift it to me. I fell
Wow.
out. I was like, oh my God.
Ain't that just like God?
Just
Yeah.
like that. And right before that, for Christmas, I was looking for t shirts. I could not find any black t shirts. I was in Sam's, waited till the last minute. And my friend Teresa would pray for anything. It don't matter. Parking lot. If she looking for something in the store, she just break out in a prayer. Lord Jesus, please help me find. And she just listed. Because it happened with me and her one time. And so I said, well, Lord, here I go with the Teresa prayer. Because she will, and this is how I'm talking. I said, here I go with the Teresa prayer. I said, I need two shirts that's
Mm.
medium, that's black. I'm just looking. I said, oh, well, it's okay. I'll just figure something else out. And it's almost like every time I just release it and just be
Hmm.
okay with it, there it is. Girl, I just wanted to holler in Sam's because I found two black medium shirts over there after I had been fumbling,
Yes,
fumbling,
God.
fumbling. Because I feel like medium in men's is just a popular size because my boys are medium. So it's always hard to find their size. And
Hmm.
I'm just going through, I can't find, I can't find. That's when I had to stop, be like,
Mm.
okay, here go to Teresa prayer. And girl, I'm like, Lord Jesus, please help me find two mediums
Yeah.
up in this store for these boys. Girl, there they go. So
Yeah, and
hopefully
it's just
that helps
God.
somebody.
Yeah.
I hope that helps somebody not to give up, because if you just take a deep breath, continue on, it works out. I promise you. It's like I'm so excited because I'm a witness for it just working out, and it
Yeah.
blows your mind the way
That's
that it
so
happens. It does. I promise you. Please,
love
please,
that. And
whatever your
God's
dreams
consent.
are, whatever your goals are, it could be deep down from when you were a child.
Hmm.
In your reflection, don't just reflect over the year, reflect over the years of the things that, before all the trauma, before the
Hmm.
divorce, before the loss of your loved one. What was it that was the desire of your heart?
Yeah.
Because that gets lost sometimes throughout the years and the journey. Because I remember I was like, what did I want to be when I grow up? I'm trying to figure out. And it used to be a teacher. Like, I used to want to be a teacher. And so I
Yeah.
said, you know what? I'm not going to be a teacher at this point, but I could use my platform as a form of
You
teaching.
are.
Yes. So it's like a totally different type of teacher, but you
Hmm.
still end up doing exactly what you wanted to do, what you love doing. And so
Yeah.
helping people, bringing awareness to people, educating them, like, so that we can live our best life.
Hmm.
Uh oh.
Oh,
Let me
he
see. I
froze.
was trying to get Turned Up Fitness. Hello, Turned Up Fitness. Let's get
Yeah.
Sunshine's following up. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I just wanted to put that plug in. I know sometimes I get to talking a little bit too much. We finished. You can give us a wrap up, a recap of what you want us to do if that's what you like. But I had, because I
Yeah.
don't think I've shared that bracelet story, and so I'm like,
Hmm.
whoo, child. Thank you,
Yeah.
Lord.
It's just a reminder that God is one, God is faithful. That, and then two, that God is concerned even for the little things that we think are not important. He reminds us in the little things. And so that it's so we can be grateful and cultivate that attitude of gratitude, like constantly cultivating a culture of gratitude is what I call it. Uh, so yeah, all that good stuff. But just to recap, people can find me at thecreativemill.co C-O. Um, on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and the website, and Chrissy the Mill on Instagram, Chrissy Miller on Facebook, and come to the brunch. It's in Old Town Slidell at the Blanc and Brick, which is a Black-owned event venue in Old Town Slidell, which is absolutely gorgeous. And
That's
we
where
are
my nephew got married at.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is a poppin' little place. And actually the owners are gonna be on a panel discussion. So not only do we have some really great speakers, but we also are gonna have a panel discussion and just really get the real like the lowdown on stuff. So I'm so excited. I'm putting myself on a panel. I was like, somebody else can moderate because I wanna talk. But
Girl, I want to talk too. I'm gonna have to be on the next one that you do.
I know. I was like, listen, this really needs to be a conference. So we are believing in late 23 or 24 that we are doing conferences and retreats. That's where my heart is, honestly. So, and I'm setting my intentions and I'm make a plan to make that happen. But check out, buy your tickets, get them. We do have limited seating. So you want to go and get your tickets as soon as possible because once they gone, they gone. We had to put in the food order and orders food, and we got to estimate how many people, just like any other event. So, and this is the first in-person event for the Creative Mills. So I'm very excited.
Okay,
Also,
girl,
like nerve-wracking. Yeah,
congratulations.
we stepping out. We stepping all the way out. So if I'm stepping out, I know that I have to be the example for other people to say, hey, that girl, she grew up in Slidell. If she can do it, we can do it.
So
And we all grinding together.
let me ask you this as a person that's attending, since this is your first one, I don't have anything to
Hmm.
go back and look. So
Yeah.
as a vendor, like I'm coming as a
Hmm.
vendor, not a panelist, but a vendor. And then
Hmm.
there's the brunch. So is it set up like everybody sits down and have brunch and then you go to your table? Or are you at your table? What is the setup like so that people will know, making sure that they're just not standing over at the table, that
Right.
the
Yes.
whole.
So it's all one big room. Weather dependent, we may move the vendors outside, but I think we'll probably just be all in one room. And we do have a couple of vendor tables left. So if somebody wants to chime in, like email info@thecreativemill.co. Um, but they'll be in one room. They'll have time when we first get started. We'll do a registration check-in time so you can visit the vendors there. You can also, while we're doing the brunch, it'll be buffet style lines for the brunch meal. And so you can mingle, grab your food, and then we'll do some very quick breaks in between some of the speakers where you'll have time, and then we'll have time at the end for people to go and visit the table. So it's only 11 to 2, so it's not your whole day. For better or for worse, like I'm kind of sad that it's not longer because we just need more time. But it also is not going to take up your whole day. So you should come take that few hours. So they'll be able to have time to talk to the vendors and stuff during breaks and before and after.
Okay, okay, but everybody sits down at the same time and have brunch.
Yes.
And then are the speakers talking during the brunch?
We're gonna give time for people to kind of get settled and eat for a little bit, and then we will start with the
Gotcha,
speakers.
gotcha. Okay, all
Yeah.
right, girl. Well, I'm
So we want you
excited.
to. We have time to be writing down stuff, girl. They're gonna be dropping gems.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready.
So
I'm
yeah, bring your
excited.
notepad, bring your paper and pen,
It's
because
a
it's
full
going
look.
down.
It's ready. It's a brand new notebook. You the first one on the first page.
All right, I started my new journal today. We ready to go?
We ready to go. All right, girl. Well, thank you
Yes.
so much for being. Uh oh, now it falls, but that means the time is up. Hey, Cherie.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. I want to just tell you publicly that already I'm thankful to be connected with you, and I cannot wait until network with the other people that that the Lord led you to invite to your very first event, and I can't wait for the second one. and even the master vision board, I'm excited about that one. So we're gonna get the word out. Once I get off, I didn't get a chance to share, but I'm gonna make sure that I reshare this video, so
Mm,
you all share the video. Share the post. If you see the post where she's announcing that there's a brunch and bill, please share that. We want to make sure that her very first event is completely sold out, and
yeah.
she's putting in the work. So it's not like she's just wrote down on her vision board, I want it sold out. She wrote it down and putting in the work, and we're gonna attempt to help her make it happen. So y'all
Mm,
please share it. If Go look for it. Intentional. We're gonna be intentional. So intentionally go look for the flyer at Chrissy Mill on Facebook, on Instagram,
mhm.
and share it.
Yeah, ma'am.
All
Thank you
right.
so
Well,
much. I
y'all have an
appreciate the time with
amazing
you.
night. Oh yeah, girl, I'm excited, and I probably won't go back live, but I do want to tell everyone to have an amazing new year. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Call a Uber. Call me. Please don't drink and drive. It's not even worth it. If you out there drinking, I won't be drinking. I'm gonna be over here trying to write down my gratitude. Be over here writing down my goals and reflecting.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna bring in the new year. But if you're one of the ones that's out and partying, please call an Uber. Don't drink and drive. Be safe and have an amazing new year, writing down those goals and putting in the action. And I hope Chrissy comes back and we'll do like a 6 month follow up to say, hey, we're just checking in to see how
Yeah.
you're doing on your goals. Is that a good deal?
Let's do that. I'm here for
Let's
it.
do
Love it.
that. All right. I love y'all so much. Go share a smile and spread some sunshine. Mwah. Good night and happy new year.
Good night.